So this one is not an exploit like me and you are used to talking about or hearing about. Nobody's tying their controllers to a stick or talking about spamming, or we're not going to talk about how this particular punch does an insane amount of damage, so we should be doing that. This is something that I used to do in the real world. It's something you can do in the VR world, but in VR, I actually found it on accident. In real boxing, if I were to parry, it's very small and subtle. It's not like I'm reaching too far out. But I noticed that with a VR punch, two things. Either one, I'm either a brick wall with my palm, which is insane, right? I shouldn't be able to just get here and just, catch anything. I should be hitting here, and then this should be hitting my face, and then I should still be feeling that impact. But for some reason, I'm a brick wall right now. So two things either happen. I'm either one, here, short parry, which is a catch, and then it's like done, which just feels weird. And then two, if I do try to kind of give that little love tap to the top of the glove to redirect the punch so I could maybe parry and counter, the parry doesn't do anything. This little subtle nudge doesn't do anything. I have to get in the way of that glove for it to really, stop it from moving. So with that logic, here's what I've been doing. If someone throws a straight punch, I could slip the punch, but with my back hand, instead of throwing the cross down the pipe, I'm going to try to catch the inside of their arm. So slip, and I'm throwing the strike almost like to the right of his head. And with this hand, I'm almost gonna try to bring that arm to me. Almost like I'm throwing a strike, like a hook or an uppercut to there. When that jab tries to get back to the head, it's gonna have a hard time because my hand's in the way. So while he threw the jab, I threw my strike almost like an uppercut going in to get in the way of that return of his jab. But it leaves that side open now. So now this hook, slip the jab, throw that uppercut strike almost like I'm trying to hug that arm. And then here is the strike that I want to go. His arm's not going to be able to return to that side, which it hasn't been. And then my right hand will, boom, for the hook. So we're here playing on the inside, slip, catch, hook. I'll do the footwork this way so you can see a little better. For now, we're going to pretend it's a jab from the right-hander's perspective. So a jab, I'll slip to the outside of that jab as I throw this strike on the inside like I'm trying to grab that hand. My hips are going to rotate there. My left goes where my right goes out, and with this reposition here, throws that hook. If you want to make it into a little bit of a drill to kind of get the momentum down, just throw a cross and a hook back and forth off of that motion. So, step, step, pivot. Step, step, pivot. Step, step, pivot. And then quickly, you can add the cross, the hook, cross, the hook, the cross, the hook, the cross, the hook. When you get that motion down, then I can say, okay, slip, catch, hook. Slip, catch, hook. And now remember, that's one way that I've been having success with it. So another way I've been doing it is the opposite. I'm not letting the hand retract back, but I'm not gonna let the hand come out to begin with. When a guy uses a high guard like this, what I've been doing, which you can do in real life too, is using the back hand of your glove to kind of just touch him, like you're here. It's almost like I'm whipping him. So even if I'm there just kind of annoyingly whipping, if my glove is in front of his, that VR glove-glove ratio doesn't mix. He has a hard time getting through it. So what I've been doing is just a paw, leave it out, leave the glove in the way of his gloves, and then throw the big looping punch around all that. So high guard like this, I touch, I touch and keep it, and then I throw around. If my forearm is in the way of the gloves, my opponent has to move and then counter. He can't just counter off of this because, again, in the VR world, glove to glove, this is like brick on brick. So he has a hard time, and again, with that high guard, leaves these wide hooks opening. So you can kind of whip, keep it in his face, and then throw the big overhand. The way I'm going to name this is like VR parrying, because real boxing parrying is small and subtle, but VR parrying seems I can be very aggressive, almost like I can grab a glove and kind of like stiff arm it and be a little bit of aggressive there. So we'll call these motions just VR parrying because that's what it is. If a strike is coming, I can kind of stop it in its tracks and then counter. Or I can put a roadblock in the way for the punches with these bricks that I have as gloves. What this reminds me of like a John Jones MMA style where it was kind of like a stiff arm in the face the whole time, and before you did anything, you have to get around this stiff arm in the face. So, before my opponent moves at all or starts to attack, he has to get around this whip. But the whip is blinding him, and when he starts to move, and that's when I counter. Or like the first example, when my opponent jabbed, if I were to slip and then catch, my opponent now has to deal with the catch first. He can't, the arm doesn't react first, or at the very least he has to back away and let our VR avatars kind of spaghetti adjust, you know what I mean? So it just puts a roadblock in front of them. It makes them deal with the roadblock and then attack. You're attacking them whenever they're dealing with that roadblock. Short and sweet today. I hope this helps you. Remember to explore. You know, there's not a one way that does everything. So my way, maybe your way has to be tweaked a little bit for your particular body type and the kind of person you are, the kind of style you have in boxing or VR boxing. So explore, experiment, go into customs, get a good training partner, and try these techniques out. See how much they're working for you. See how you have to modify them for you particularly. But nonetheless, have some fun. And as always, if you enjoyed these videos, make sure to subscribe right here in the middle and check out these other 2 videos because I have so much to offer.